Welcome back. We have our runners who have gotten their job assignment. They got to find 5 men, and further instructions may follow, depending upon how talks with those 5 people go. I should amend that as not 5 men. It is 4 men and 1 woman. Uh, they have a lead on Charles Thomas. He was last seen saying that he was going to go talk to the 162s. So
Yeah, that goes so well.
yeah, no, I mean, if anything goes wrong, they might just eat you.
Yeah, that's not going to be a problem.
Okay, well then, quick, put our heads together. Should we go gear up if we're really going to be heading into Redmond?
Absolutely. I mean, I have most of mine here, but I need to pick up some ammunition.
I need to make a trip back home and then maybe get a pickup from Monday if Monday's willing, because
That's not a problem.
all of my illegal crap is in one giant duffel bag, whatever I'm going to bring at least.
And you can just put it in the trunk. There's a hole in the bottom.
Sounds perfect. And I'll change clothes to a legit armor jacket.
Sure. Do you guys want to make any other gear rolls while you're going and gearing up, or do you want to just grab what you already got?
Good.
Let me check my armor real quick. No, I'm good.
Armor jacket, forearm guards, putting on a ballistic vest, maybe a step too strong. So I won't do that.
It depends upon what kind of message you're looking to send.
Not that one.
Whatever one you're thinking, that's not the one.
I might jump in with you in your car if you want for going there.
That's fine, whichever you prefer.
I could see how rolling up convoy style might send a little bit of a message as well.
Yeah, let's just go 4 deep in one Americar.
Rather than, Americar, 3 bikes or 2 bikes and a scoot.
I think the scoot should lead.
Yeah, obviously.
I'll put it on autopilot.
And motorcycles drive themselves?
Yes.
So does the scoot, but probably not in the Barrens.
Nope, not so much.
At the very least, in gang territory, it would be shot at for being a scoot. So you guys are the camera will fade up to the sky as the sun will slowly move position about an hour and a half or so as you guys run around and pick up a little bit of... Exactly. You will press the scan button. Do you guys want to meet up back at Father Mercy's type area, the Dusty Trail?
How about Father Mercy's? I don't know.
We could meet up at like a stuffer shack for all that matters and go from there.
Yeah, I just was curious if you guys wanted to just roll straight up in there, or if you had anything else you wanted to do.
We'd have a rally point where we could meet up and get in the same vehicle and then head over.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys will begin to drive up there. Thanks to Reaper's pre-knowledge, he knows where they are because, gangs. They talk.
And we maybe have the briefest of coaching of things not to say.
Reaper, you want to roll? Do you have like an etiquette or something?
Oh.
If you want to roll your etiquette plus your ranks that you have in the Seattle gangs knowledge, we can use that as some abstract help that you guys will get for not inserting foot into mouth, so that you don't insert.
I am uploading while downloading into myself a NoSoft for ghoul infected history, like the HMHVVs, like legal battles and various hallmarks of history that involved them.
Sure.
So that if nothing else, I will have an idea of what not to say. Like, hey, so how's pork taste?
What's it like being oppressed?
Yeah.
How's that blindness working out for you?
You like to eat trolls? Yeah.
What you want me to roll etiquette plus gang knowledge?
Yeah, if you want to do like your charisma plus etiquette plus your ranks and gangs, we can note that somewhere, and we can use some of those dice to help other people out when they may make some potentially offensive statements.
Yeah, we're going to try to avoid those because I really don't have to shoot a whole bunch of ghouls.
No, you guys are delicious.
The thing about being in a fight with a ghoul is even if you win, you kind of lose.
Probably. Sure. I'm just gonna mark 4 pseudo gang etiquette hits.
Can
If
I
you got
clarify? When you said 162s, is that the ghoul gang, or was
Yes.
that called the? Okay, you said disfigured, but that was just a descriptor. Got it.
it was a politically correct term, we'll say something
Got it,
along those
got it.
lines of they are all sharp, pointy teeth, cataract eyes, pale, pasty skin, bald, and cat. Am I missing anything else?
No, that's
Oh.
pretty much it.
Claws instead of fingernails,
Right.
and then they will eat you. So disfigured.
So what's our approach here? Are we going to tell them that we're worried about this guy, or just that we're looking for him and see how they
Would
interpret
just
that?
like to speak with him. By the way, Jim, here is my wireless.
Okay, if you want to write that on the board somewhere, because that's very quickly going to get spammed off, and I
Okay.
Do they normally live in sewers, or is that just like an urban legend?
That's urban legend.
it's
Okay,
partially urban legend, partially
That's not the sewers. It would be like storm drains or tunnels or
places
don't-
people don't want to
all
go.
over shit. Yeah.
The 162s though are a fairly sizable gang, as it were, and they know that there's kind of a strength in numbers thing going on in there.
So there. That is Monday's wireless.
Thank you, sir.
is it okay to just say everything I have is wireless, and then you don't have to have a list?
You don't have. You can do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Being like kind of new to all this stuff, I'm always
No,
wondering
it's no
how
problem.
much I should tell you.
I like to have a list just because it makes things easier when when the GM says, "Ha! They hack your comm link." I can say, "Oh, really? Which one?"
Right. Makes sense. And do you just assume everything is like subscribed to my best firewall comlink? Is that how you generally
Yes.
play? Okay.
Yeah, in a situation where it becomes relevant, it'll get a little messier. So you guys are gonna pull up into a not exactly nice part of the neighborhood, even though you know you're rolling into gang stuff. This is like low end gang turf. It'll have a little bit of their markings, which I don't remember what are off the top of my head, and you will see that there is less and less people around as you get closer and closer. And then when you're like fully into their territory, you have not seen a single metahuman for quite a distance.
Reasonably so.
Yeah. However, it is 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and thanks to Monday's digitally downloaded information, you know that ghouls don't exactly get around well with the sunlight.
During the day. Yeah.
So you might have to rattle some doors to get to interacting with them if you wish.
Right. Well, as this place is kind of run down-ish, I'm not going to assume that they're subterranean. I'm going to look around for places that have windows that are blacked out because they're going to want to have windows to scare themselves at least.
Yep. You can
So
go
I'll
ahead
make
and
a perception check.
you guys can throw whatever dice you wish to throw in this time. I would not recommend a taste-based perception. You might pick up some kind of disease.
Do you ever recommend a taste-based perception?
I had a character who was carrying a man roll a tactile-based perception test once to see whether or not they felt the man grope her ass. It did not end well for Larry Four Fingers in that situation. Looking for the 162. Reaper, do you also want to throw a perception here? Because I feel like yours might be a little bit more.
There was an episode of Constantine where he came across ectoplasm and licked the wall, and I cracked up laughing. It's like,
Why would you
Thanks,
do that? That seems not like a smart idea.
Well, every cop show, they like cut open a bag of cocaine and taste it.
which
Yeah.
is terrible.
I can't imagine that training day. It's like, all right, what are we doing today, folks? We're gonna sit down here and we're gonna taste various narcotic substances.
You put it on your gums anyway, guys. That's training number one.
You never want to do that anyway because you don't know what that shit is. So here,
Yeah.
try some rat poison.
This borax is delicious, and I'm getting real high.
And this is why we have a mature audience's warning on the streams. Like, don't eat drugs, kids. So with 4 hits on your various visual perceptions, you will notice that there are a couple of blacked out windows. There is a larger clubhouse type thing going on that has vehicles outside of it that are all in the appropriate colors of the Reapers, which I want to say are red and brown.
Yep, you're right.
Awesome. I didn't even have to Google that one. I just figured, it's like dead and dying flesh and blood colors. It's wonderful. So you see the building that's got some bikes outside of it. You see there are a couple of other markings. The Reaper's like, this one might be a safe house type thing. This one, I don't know. They do weird things. And given as the ghouls by their nature are blind until they get cyber eyes, they, their art is representative of that.
Meaning
All right.
not.
So I
Wanted to
guess
cut a dwarf?
we'll go knock on the door.
Of the
Straight
clubhouse or one of the other doors?
Clubhouse.
Everybody rolling up or just the...
Well, we have one car, so
Okay, I
Yes.
didn't know if you were getting out of the car or if you were staying in the car and slow rolling.
Monday's getting out. Don't know how everybody else is pulling it.
Yeah, I'm getting out of the car.
So we're
Alright.
just gonna knock on the front door.
One would hope.
I mean, we'll see how it goes. It looks like Monday's already made the call, so.
As
Jim, I'm wearing 17 pairs of gloves.
You have like Michelin man hands and brrr. That's how Mickey Mouse gets that effect. I got it.
It's very disarming.
Would rolling small unit tactics to see if we're walking into an area that would be likely for an ambush, something that would be reasonable?
Yeah, you can totally roll that if you like.
Okay.
And we'll see how well that goes for you. This looks like a fairly defensible area as you're kind of giving it the once over from a tactical perspective. It's not off the top of your head, you don't notice any like traps or booby traps of trap variety. I'll say traps a few more times.
Doing good.
Or any people that are like muzzles of guns sticking out of windows or anything like that. But there's probably something around here.
I'd like to send my fly spy to scout a little before we go in.
Sure. You want to go ahead and roll your flight spy's perception dice, and we'll see what they can see.
Okay, so that's
Pilot
clear sight.
plus
Pilot, right?
Pilot plus autosoft would be the clear sight autosoft, unless you are jumping in.
Now there we go.
You should consider buying one.
More your shame.
I mean, you have all of this essence just laying around, not really doing anything for you. I don't see why you wouldn't.
Right?
If you roll like that, you don't need it.
They still have a limit of 3, unfortunately. But it does have the wonderful advantage of verticality.
Yeah, it has a bunch of sensor functions as well, so I don't know which ones are
You're
useful.
a little quiet. But
It has
just
a
for,
bunch of sensor functions as well, so like
Excellent.
cyberwave scanner, Geiger counter, MAD scanner, motion sensor.
good news, you're not picking up anything along that lines. Probably good that there's no radiation and a bunch of dual-natured people living around here. You will notice that there is a couple of not quite sniper's nest type things set up on top of some of the buildings, but more just like here's a folding lawn chair, and here's like something that looks like might be used for a
Cooler of beer.
maybe a cooler of beer, maybe a small uh, fire type situation. Um, Little lookout post that you will see on top of it. Looks like three of the buildings in a little bit of a triangle formation.
Okay, I relay all that information.
Yep. Which Tizet will notice with his ambush area. The lookouts would have a very good vantage point upon shooting people that are in the middle, which is kind of where you guys are walking through.
Yeah, I'm still thinking though during the day we might be okay.
There is no signs of life from the fly spy, so not looking like you're about to get shot.
So Monday we'll
Okay.
go up to the door and knock. If there's like no other way of, you know, announcing your presence.
Nothing AR that says like, here's how you say hello.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's comlink.
if you want to do a now, there's nothing in AR that's very visibly a
Got it.
push here for service.
Well, door knock can't hurt at this point. It seems like.
There is, I imagine Reaper will do some buy hits on a matrix perception check. There is a couple of comlinks that are in the area, and a couple of other normal appliance type situations. A large number of smoothie machines.
You bastard.
You're
That's
welcome.
awesome.
I hate you so much.
It was a good idea, and I stole it. Which seemed to be in the clubhouse type of area. The comlinks are kind of spread around. If you wanted to, you have comm codes and you could call them, but there is also the imposing door in front of you, which isn't that imposing.
As we work up, I'm gonna do a matrix scan for silent icons, but weapons more specifically. So hold on.
Sure.
It was a great idea.
Okay.
So
Are there any silent icons in the area?
there are a couple of running silent icons. There is I believe it's the Hermes Chariot, is the low rating cyber deck that's kind of going on around here.
Okay. Are there any guns?
There are indeed several. Yeah, it's the Chariot's the one I was looking for. There are a bunch of predators. There are a couple.
Yeah, they are.
Hey,
So scavengers
Zing.
too.
that means two things. You will notice that there are a couple of cameras set up that are not easily physically seen. Almost as if they didn't want people to know that they are being recorded as they walk into their territory. Ares Predators, being the most common gun on the market, are here. There's about 15 of them. And then let's go with 2 Defiant short barrels, and I do need a singular big gun, right?
I don't know. You don't really have to. I mean,
You don't have to.
don't push yourself into that hole.
All right, I'll not put a singular big gun in here, but who knows? It may be just wireless off, or whatever that crazy throwback sporting rifle is that has like 9 accuracy or something stupid.
Have that.
So how many weapons total?
Sit
Just a
by
rough
car.
count?
15 Predators, 2 Defiant short barrels.
All right. Cameras, are they outside or inside?
It's kind of hard to tell from just a matrix perception. If you got marks on them and stuff, you could figure it out. But
Or
you
if
don't-
they're outside, I can see them visually.
You
so
don't
I can-
physically see them like
Okay.
hanging out on the corners of things.
Okay. You want me to take a look via the cameras first, or just don't risk it? Don't risk angering them?
I think if we're trying to knock on the front door, maybe let's just go with our hands clearly visible.
All right. Good enough for me.
So a quick shave and haircut knock.
I was thinking a good solid cop knock. They may be sleeping.
Oh, so you nice and loud.
Yeah, I mean, it's a clubhouse.
All right, so you will put forth some resounding thuds upon the door. A couple of tense moments will go by, and if you want to give me some perceptions audio based. Let's see how that works out. Oh God. All right. You can hear the cockroaches crawling around.
All right, I'll start adding that dice modifier.
Or, maybe they're not actually there, but maybe you just think you hear them because this place is gross.
So yeah, that phobia came from Dave's real life. So I'll play it as if I heard them, and that would definitely freak me out.
I will downplay them a little bit then, because I know some people don't like to get into that kind of stuff.
I hear nothing. Sorry, I had to briefly AFK.
No, that's fine. So Register, you hear the sounds of people moving around inside. It sounds like about 6 of them, and a couple of.
Do them sound particularly stumpy? He didn't make a whole lot of successes.
No, none of them seem particularly short or stumpy, if you want to be racist. It also sounds like they're moving some furniture.
Like toward the door, away from the door, or too hard to tell.
It's kind of hard to tell. It's a lot of the points of without knowing the
They're
layout
moving it side to side.
the
Well, I'll share this information, like
Right.
text, through our comm links.
without knowing the layout inside of the building, it's kind of hard to really kind of narrow things down as to what they could be doing. But if you were a bunch of people that were hunted merely for existing, and somebody randomly knocked on your door and is showing up outside of the daytime, you might be, flipping some tables over and positioning them for cover.
Right.
For sure.
That's what I would do.
Well, there's at least a half dozen
That's 'cause
metahumans
you're a
inside.
sissy.
Yeah, we know that. And they could be loaded for bear and behind cover when the door opens.
Yeah.
That's why we'll have Reaper standing in front.
The other ganger as an ambassador.
Yeah. Speaking of which, is he dressed in colors?
He sure is.
Yes,
Dear
I
God.
am.
Thug life.
Thug Life.
Yep.
Which, mad props for rocking Thug Life.
Yeah. I'm very impressed.
80 years later, it's still not out of style. I like it.
It's actually a code of honor now, and he's going to lose half his money from all his jobs. Just
So he
because.
comes up with 30 karma and says,
That
"I'm
is
done with this."
dedication.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's not gonna last extremely long.
He's like, I've decided gang life is not for me. I don't like all my money disappearing.
Well, normally the reality hackers only take 20%, so I'm figuring this is kind of a rite of passage. I'm probationary.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. And I believe that's.
They lied to him. It's like, no, really, 50%. Or really? That sucks. Yeah. We all had to do it, though.
Really, what is this? His recruiter wants a new deck and is taking half his money.
Right.
Are you going to knock again? You didn't seem to get a response outside of hearing people.
Yeah. I'll knock
I
again.
don't think it's a good idea.
Well, we know there's cameras. We can all just make sure we have like empty hands out and up. I think might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, I do have empty hands, but I have a mare's leg strapped to my thigh, so
You have a what?
it's a gun.
I thought you said like a mayor's leg. That was really
That's what
good.
it's called.
Like mayor, like Mayor.
Like a horse?
So a mare, like Mare.
Yes.
That is
Awesome.
where the confusion came from.
Yes. It's understandable.
So you're knocking a second time.
Yes.
So another moment or two will go by, and you'll hear a gravelly voice that I'm not going to do because my throat can't survive that kind of
Come
stuff.
on.
We'll answer with a, what do you want?
We're trying to find somebody that we're looking for to speak to them, and last we heard they had come and spoken with you. When in
well-
doubt, be honest.
Yeah, right. Well, we're speaking. I'll be kind of, shouted back to you.
Yes, well, we're kind of hoping that we could maybe meet face to face.
That'll be a little bit of moment. How many of you are coming in?
4 of us?
Everybody going in?
Oh,
As far as I know.
I would offer however many they're comfortable with. Or you could just open the door so we can show you a picture.
They
With that.
It's like, all right, and then you will hear the sound of the door unlock, the heavy thunk.
Mm-hmm. GM, sir, I have combat sense, so if an ambush is going to be coming up,
Well, you do know that they are set up for
I do know that, but
a
there's not a
ambush.
hostile intent yet.
No, but you will definitely get a perception test to see the man that is, twitchy and thinks you're out to get him and crazy
Yeah,
and
it's
shoot
about
you
to
first.
draw. That's the important part.
Oh, they've probably already drawn and are pointing at the door, but you'll get that perception test to see his finger twitching by the trigger. So is everybody's going in?
Yes.
Well, let's see
Hope
what it
so.
looks like before we cross the threshold, right?
Yeah.
So as the
Probably
door
going to look like a black vegetable. That's what I'm thinking.
as the door swings slowly and creakily open, you will notice that there is literally nothing but the empty floor. Any place where the sun is casting light into the shadow, you will see the hunkered forms of a couple of people poking up behind flipped over tables, looking at you in a.
Holy crap. Is it? Go ahead. Just notice his roll.
Yeah, his glitch. Yeah, don't worry. That might come up later. Who knows? He might hear somebody say, "Shoot the orc." We'll see what happens.
Any dwarves?
There is not any dwarves. These all seem elves, humans, or like there's 2 orcs that you see, but no trolls or dwarves. It's possible the dwarves are hiding behind the tables because they are short, but
Are these people visibly ghoulish?
oh yeah, no, they are totally ghouls. You guys can deal with their horrible visage however it is you feel appropriate to your character. Keep in mind that there may be bits of somebody in their teeth, that some of them may not practice the best dental hygiene.
So, like, the first couple seconds, I'm asking the other players, is anyone just, like, rolling right through the door, just boldly stepping through? Because I don't think we even need to go in.
I'm stepping through.
How do they react to Monday?
They don't shoot her, so that's that's a start. You can kind of see of the group. There's about 6 of them. It looks like 4 of them seem to be continue to have their guns trained on the door. 2 of them that are closer towards the back are more actively tracking Monday.
Give a polite nod. We're looking for a Horizon employee that came to speak with you. And I'm looking to the one that's addressing me to watch his reaction.
So he's going to draw himself up to his full 6'5" height. He looks like he was an elf, is now a ghoul. He will kind of holster his predator for a moment and cross his arms like we maybe have seen a person that might fit that description, depending upon the rest of it.
I'll give him never mind.
He does have eyes. He has the.
Oh, good. Cyber eyes.
His stuff is a little nicer. He might be like a lieutenant or something along those lines, as opposed to.
Well, then I will hand him the RO of the photograph we have. But then again, if they have trodes, we can see it anyway. So I guess it doesn't matter. Anyway, I'll show them that.
Reaper, you can totally see the smoothie machines along the back wall.
Bastard.
I'm sorry, he got 0 hits on his composure. I had to throw that in there.
No, just for looking somewhat nervous around these guys.
Yeah, no. Given what Monday has probably told you about ghouls and their dietary requirements, you can imagine one wet in those smoothie machines. They are the nice industrial ones. The guy's gonna take a moment to look at the the digital image of Charles, and she's like, "Well, it's kind of awkward. Yeah, I know that man.
Have you seen him recently?
How recently are we talking? And what's he done?"
Hasn't done anything wrong that I know of. They're just trying to get in contact with him. And she holds up her palms up. She says, "Look, I understand if maybe something went wrong and he became infected. I'm not here to judge anyone. If that's the situation, we still need to talk with him."
He's gonna look around at his crew and catches a glance from one of the other guys. All right, as he kind of pulls himself up and does the little shoulder roll thing. He was here. He may still be here. I may still have his contact information. Something may or may not have happened to him. But
She nods. Well, I don't believe that we have anything of trade other than hard cred, if that would be fair enough.
he'll cup the his bald chin because he may have had a majestic beard there once, or maybe just a mustache. But
No such thing. Go
that
ahead.
is
now, right?
that is long since gone, and is a sad, sad thing for some people. The like claws on his hand reflecting ever so slightly. So he's gonna turn to one of his other friends. I believe we had one of our new folks get promoted recently. That might be up for some upgrades. And
She nods. The basic package should not be too out of the range here.
he's gonna smile pretty broadly with his fangs. When it's all of your teeth, that's not fangs. It just his
Right, they're jangled though.
his flesh chompers. That sounds most, shall we say, agreeable.
She nods her head. Fair enough. And she will D&I to the group. That's 1,000 each.
That's a pretty big chunk of what we're making to find this guy.
You are getting a blind man the ability to see.
I've already
So that-
paid 1,000, so I mean, I'm sorry if you guys are upset about losing one.
So that's extra karma, right?
We'll see what happens.
I like the way this man thinks.
Well, she's already made this offer, so yeah, we got to go along.
I don't remember what you paid out the 1,000 for.
I paid 1,000 to Father Mercy.
Oh, for Father Mercy. All right. Just kind of
I'm
taking some
keeping
notes.
track because it's coming out of my money.
Well,
I'm glad I already paid rent.
putting it on my table. Well, you guys do stand to make 35 grand depending upon how things go. So,
Yeah,
That's
that
not a piece,
was
is
one.
it?
no, that's a piece.
Oh, snap. I was doing the math way wrong.
Nah, for the most part on the hub, money that is paid out is per runner.
Okay.
His eyes just got big.
Well, I was thinking we were talking
I just
like
got the strangest boner right now.
less than $2,000 to kill a person. That's a per. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no.
I take most of it back.
That's why. Okay, now it makes sense why he was upset that we're only asking 12K to kill somebody. It's like
there is a fairly standard pay rate that the hub does. For most runs, this being a run that can potentially run into two-parters, and certain other things like dealing with ghouls that are going to juice you for like $4,000.
Right.
Let me up the pay scale a little bit.
Well, okay, this is like super reasonable. Yeah, of
keep
course.
in mind there's a
this is the
smoothie
kind of money-
machine in the back when you're talking about juicing somebody. I'm just
Yeah, this is the kind
point
of
that out, Bob. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. I want you to know that almost all of my words are intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that juicing might come up.
So
Yeah.
I will slot a cred stick into my comm link, and I will hold it out 2 fingers towards him.
He will put a clawed hand open palmed if you want to
Put it in there.
He understands if you don't want to put it in there or toss it at him. It is up to you.
All right, I'll put it in his hand.
All right, he will.
Well, I have to shake on it, you know.
Yeah, he will beam you a large toothy grin. He's like, all right. He'll point to one of the tables over in the corner. You boys can stand down and they'll kind of relax a little bit. It's like, do you want to have a seat or do you want to just listen to me talk for a moment?
We're fine with that. Go ahead.
All right. A couple of months ago, a guy meeting your description came by, wanted to do some public relations corporate shit. You know how they are.
She
Thought
nods.
how they could make a little bit of a profit off of us and our condition.
She comments. She makes an idle comment. They killed Tamir, and now they're looking to profit off of you.
He's gonna smile and kind of, yeah, something along those lines. So he came here with a couple of thugs. Looked kind of like how you folks carry yourself. I imagine he hired them on his protection. Well, it turns out they didn't do him a whole lot of good. We turned him away intact as he was leaving our territory. However, he turned out to need that protection. It seems one of the runners that he was with had something follow him and start a gunfight on the edge of our turf. He was hit, and unfortunately, while he did not die, we rendered medical aid as best we could. However, as I'm sure you're aware, the
She nods.
veracity of our affliction is not one that can be easily circumnavigated. He is alive. I can put you in contact with him. However, he is one of us now.
She nods.
As such, I would very much prefer to keep him amongst us.
That is our hope as well.
We've simply been hired to deliver a message.
Did you come in, or are you yelling out from the door?
Oh, I stepped in. Sorry,
Sorry.
like right behind.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was still under the impression that she was in there by herself.
I'm glad you're wrong.
Well, you weren't all the way in, like hanging out next to them at chairs and like making out with them or anything. So
Not yet, but he is very charismatic for a flesh-eating monster. And he's going to, like, well, he's not here right now. I can leave him a message and he can come by this evening after the sun goes down, and you can have your little meet then. Is
That'd
that
be perfect?
acceptable?
Yes, that would be perfect.
that's more or less what we expected.
He will nod and he will shoot you a comm code that you can call him when you are coming back into the area, so that they don't, shoot you in the face and have you for dinner.
Yeah, that's good. We're all for that.
So he will then escort you back to the sun shadow of the door. Do the last minute like half wave as he tilts his head and it's like, well, then we will be seeing you for dinner then.
She smiles. See you then. As she walks out.
Do we need to bring a potluck dish?
She's on going to get to the car.
Yeah, I'm following very close behind, but then back to the car.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm quickly going back to the car as well.
So you guys have a meeting scheduled for Charles. What's
Feeling
your
good about it. Feeling great.
what could possibly go wrong?
Oh man, maybe if we're gonna kill some time between now and then, we could all shoot these runner names out into the shadows and see if anything comes back, like hit our fixers up or whatever.
That would be a good idea.
The first one also worked at a fitness gym. Maybe you can hit the gym.
You were super quiet. I think I heard hitting the gym.
Yeah, the first one worked at a gym, so maybe we can hit that gym too.
Sure.
Would he have worked at a Horizon gym though?
Mm-hmm.
Inside
Do
the
we
fort?
really want to go there?
Yeah, maybe not just to ask questions first, right? Anything else we could do to find out if anyone knows before we go on the premises?
Well, we're going to have to find them. So if they're,
Sure.
unless their address is publicly listed, somebody's going to have to go in there.
Well, I think that hopefully we can go for Judy first, and because Citizen might be able to give us some information on her.
He is a bastion of information and charm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Is Citizen another runner hub contact?
Yep.
Yeah, and he's involved in that industry and heavily connected to that. So he's probably a good spot to start for Judy. And Judy is probably a much better place to start than inside Horizon for Marlin.
Can't imagine how that would go horribly wrong.
Yeah, no. All right, then we're going to go check on our special effects magician.
Sure. As I try to find there it is. I was like, they did stuff to the sidebar. I'm super confused now. Where's my contact list? So where were you, sorry, where were you going to talk to Judy? I was trying to find a page thingy.
Well, go ahead.
We're going to try to, we're thinking about talking to Citizen about Judy.
Okay. Let me see what kind of things he's got to. Yeah, if you want to just roll a connection test for him. It's connection times 2 plus loyalty, and we'll see what.
Does he get a +2 because he's heavily invested in this?
Sure, he can have +2 because you twisted my arm.
So what? That's 12 dice total.
Yeah.
We could throw all the names out there too, right? If he's affiliated with all the Shadow community, then I mean, someone knows where everyone went to ground.
If you want to do it just like a basic Shadow community roll for him on everybody, you can do that rather than do 7 different rolls. Citizen Yo, indeed, Jesus.
What's the limit on this test?
It's a connection test. There is no limit.
Holy moly!
Sweet.
All right,
No two-parter for this run.
we'll see.
He's right here.
In fact, so did you want to do it on just Judy, or did you want to spread it out? Is it?
Let's see here. We could do just Judy.
Just Judy. All right, so you'll start talking to her. You have her actual name. You have some of the stuff she worked on in Citizens. It'll take him a little while to, have his people talk to their people, talk to all the rest of the people. That's how those things work, I'm sure. Do you guys want to do anything? Or you want to just wind the clock for maybe a half hour?
Well, it kind of depends, right? I mean, how quickly do we get information about where she went to ground?
Well, it's going to be about a half hour or so before he gets back to you with.
Yep. Punch the scan button.
All right. So about a half hour later, he's going to send you over a small file. It will have a comm code for her, whether or not it's the most active one. It'll have a bit of information of she is supposedly still working with Marlon Brown under his street name that he doesn't have at the moment. She is really only the two of them. They like to hang out in runner bars of various qualities, we'll say. Sometimes when you're scraping for work, you got to go to the not so nice places, and sometimes you hit it big, and you're gonna go to Cat, help me out here. Fancy runner bar name?
Matchsticks.
There you go. So as I try to come up with runner names off the top of my head.
Dante's Inferno.
Runner name generator.
So it sounds like these two have joined the Shadow community like as runners.
Yes.
How recently?
It is. What was it? What's that one that John uses? Knuckle Gang.
um.
Forget the first episode.
Sorry. Between you and my cat jumping up on me and getting all up in my grill. No, it is not Knuckle Game and whatever the.
I forget the first half of it.
It's not a good one. Street names. I really should have had this up
I still think Knuckle Game's a good one.
up
Can I
beforehand.
try to do a matrix perception to spot that com code?
Sure.
Punch and Judy.
It's probably
That's
wrong,
that's
but
too good to not use.
Punch and Judy.
They're a package deal.
I don't get the reference.
Wow.
Well, I'm sorry. We're gonna go with Jesse and James.
They're Syphil and Ollie instead.
That's like a contracted disease.
Oh God. So they have kind of embraced the whole criminal aspect and feature themselves a modern slash future because of us, Jesse and James. Because thank you, Yahtzee, because that's a great idea.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So they are frequent guests at a number of different runner bars, and he will give you a list of them. They are known for working together and still seem to be involved. Is there other questions with your 8 successes you would like to know besides her favorite appetizer? She's partial to mozzarella sticks or soy sticks, however you want to.
Melted soy,
Muzzled.
breaded soy sticks.
I think we should investigate like how likely they would be to show up to a meet if just one of us was there and handed over a comlink and said Johnson's on the phone, because that's our job, right? Just get the comlink in
Pretty
their
much.
hands. Yeah. So what if someone just met them at a runner bar and said, "Yeah, I'm here to represent Johnson. Here's comlinks for both of you," and then we would like see where it went
You
from
like
there.
Johnson? We got Johnson.
I think we can do that. A question would be for Citizen: is their fixer's information then?
Right.
Yeah, he can get you that. He can be like, I think this is the person that they were last working with. They may or may not have moved on. I don't know their exact shadow connections. I just kind of know about them from their Horizon days more so than their shadow operatives days. They've had mixed success, we'll call it.
Well, that fixer's a much better lead than nothing.
This is true.
A really good lead.
Yeah.
I actually have pictures for these guys. Hold on.
Excellent.
You're really moving up in the game.
Sort of.
Who are you and what have you done to Rob?
And then my Windows Explorer crashed. So that's wonderful. So much for it's like, oh,
That's what you get for Windows Explorer. I mean,
Yeah, that's the obvious joke.
I'll get pictures and I'll put them up for you guys. It'll be great, and then crash. So you will have their fixer information and stuff. What do you guys want to do with it?
contact him.
Okay, he's gonna.
Yeah, let's see if we can set up a meet at one of their runner bars and say, Johnson, we'll meet the two of you.
The fixer that you get in contact with will ask you for a couple of details on the job and see what you guys are trying to
Job
pitch to
is
his
to-
guys.
Job is we need them to find a missing person.
It's like, I'm gonna sublet the subletted job.
Exactly.
Let's have them find Barton.
Yeah, no kidding. That's great.
It's
Can you find Barton and give him this?
Oh, also, you'll need these two comics.
Yeah. It's like we're gonna call you on this one, and somebody else could call you on this one, and then we might give you further instructions later on. Man, I'm having a hard time. Oh, there's the one.
You put them on the table. Look at you.
Yeah, right.
Who are you?
I've used these pictures before.
No, I mean, you putting them on the table.
I've done that before too. I'm just usually pretty lazy about it.
Oh no.
Now, does their order match their names?
Uh, you know what? Let's roll with it because that is hilarious, and I love it.
Come on, it's 2078. We're way beyond gender normativity.
Absolutely. That's why I
We're
asked.
we're way beyond that term too. Blech. So you guys, somebody want to roll me like a con or something because we are crafting a what is very much a lie.
Yeah, mine's better in person, but I can do 9 dice.
I imagine you guys sitting around at a soy box and kind of like, all right, how are we gonna tell it to them?
Well,
Let's get a
I
job
can
for
more
them.
than
That's a great
that. Would impersonation work instead of con as well?
Um, yeah, why not?
Well, I don't know. They're the same thing for me, so.
Yeah,
Just throw all your dice. Throw every one of them on the table.
Yeah.
this thing of like
See what happens when they bounce off of.
throw it up against the wall, see what sticks. Man, I did not expect him to just blow the
You should have.
right lies. Does somebody else want to help with lies?
I can assist with lies.
All right.
I got one.
I'll
but I
assist with
lost
lies.
you.
Make sure I can assist with lies because I think I get a bonus for assisting with lies. Yes, I do. 96 for lies.
What about
Almost like-
propaganda?
Specifically for
Almost
lies.
like Monday lives a lie.
Right.
Oh wow, I did that one totally wrong. But look at all the
Yeah.
successes.
Surprise when you rolled D66s. I'm
It is
impressed you got a
awesome,
failure on a D66.
I'm not. Not at all. Just shows you that.
So
Roll
4 more.
28 for me.
Right? Roll 4 more.
Yes, please. All right, so you got a total of 4 lies. I'm gonna roll some.
Well, if we're actually hiring them to go find us other guy, it's not necessarily a lie.
I don't think that's actually the plan.
This is true, and if that is what you guys actually want to do, we'll just have you guys invest most of the money you're potentially going to get paid, and we'll just kind of cut it
Alright.
here. It'll be fine.
I think they'd be very good at it anyway. I mean, look at their name, for God's sakes. Gotta go out
You guys are
punch-
so welcome to their Shadow community knowledge now that you kind of know their street names and more about who they are if you want.
What was that?
If you guys want to throw like Shadow community or something along those lines now that you have like street names and pictures and that kind of thing, we can see
I don't
if
have shadow communities because I don't have that knowledge skill yet,
sure.
and I don't think it would come. I don't think it would come on a skill soft.
Probably not, but I'm pretty sure some people have it. Shadow peoples.
I do not.
That's a good one to have. You can also roll Stuffer Shack procedure if you like.
For real?
No, but I was.
You can roll it. It won't be any good.
It won't be super helpful, but like these shelves are misaligned. As somebody who worked at a GameStop for like 4 years, dear God, that drives me up the wall. Literally, because the shelves are on the wall. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do
I've
that.
had almost every bad job there is, so I know exactly what you mean.
Was one of them GameStop?
Oh, for about 3 months.
Was
The
it a
organic
holiday?
grocery store busted me.
It wasn't even holiday. I just found a slightly less bad job within those 3 months, so I got
Oh,
something
okay.
else.
All right, my brother. So now that you have all of this information, some of the information from Citizen and your Shadow People's knowledge, there was a small time runner team They got a bit of a reputation for things going horribly wrong on their runs.
Mhm.
This usually was blamed on the Matrix support of that run. Um, it got to the point where people were calling them the wrecked crew because they kept getting wrecked and that kind of thing. But you guys are setting up a meet for them at the. How good of a runner bar would you like to set up this meet for?
Not spectacular.
Not
How about a Toursville joint? Because we could maybe even get it done tonight.
Perfect. Toursville joint we could do there, and then we can get the other guy.
take them back to the Dusty
We could
Trail.
have- right?
I would say not the Dusty Trail, but like within the same few blocks, right? There's got to be another runner bar around there.
Yeah, there's probably something. Somebody want to roll me just an edge check real quick on how nice of a place is going to be.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, go for it.
I'll have the best edge, but yeah, it's pretty shitty.
All right,
Maybe I should have rolled 5.
no, that's all right. I'm just going to find out a. Oh, there's the X button. Trying to find a good name for it.
The
Fun-
dive bar.
funny-
White collar crime.
No.
There's actually a bar 1 city away from me called White Collar Crime.
There was
There's one near I lived at named that.
a bar by where I used to live called the Other Place.
That's
There's
pretty
one here
clever.
called He's Not Here.
Wait, do you live in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, by any chance?
No, I live outside
I
of.
do.
Are you shitting me? I'm I'm on Franklin Street right now.
I'm in Fayetteville.
And I'm in
Oh,
Raleigh.
okay.
So
Are we all
close.
North Carolina kids? No kidding. So you,
Close.
wait, so you actually live in the same town as White Collar Crime?
Me, no, that was in Raleigh. I thought.
Yeah, that's a Raleigh bar. Or if
Yeah,
it's
I live.
still open.
Yeah, I live in the same place.
No, they're closed down. So there's 3 of us? Awesome, we need to meet up.
This is wild. I had no idea.
Yo, that's crazy. Talk about small worlds, right?
I thought I was the only one.
Fayetteville is what, 2 hours from here? Hour and a half?
We could meet in Raleigh.
Yeah.
Raleigh's a cool place. I live here.
It makes it easier for me. So let's go with the three-legged mare, because why not?
That's great. 'Cause you've got the other mare's leg.
Right, that's what I'm doing.
That'll work out. What time are you setting the meetup for?
High noon.
Dun, dun, dun.
Wrong bar, but okay.
Well, how quick could
Or
they be?
is it?
Because if we could do it before we go back to Redmond, I mean, that might be cutting it close if we have 7 days to pull this off. But how fast do we want to get all this done?
What time is it now?
Like 4 or 5 in the afternoon?
Ish.
Yeah, we'll meet
Yeah.
at 6. Because, I mean, we don't have to be in the place till 8, right?
So I'm going to Google real quick Seattle sunset times.
5:30.
5:47 is when sunset will begin in Seattle at, Thursday, February 25th, 2078.
Sure.
All right. Well, let's plan to meet the dwarf like at 7:30 or 8, and then we'll make this meet after, like 11.
Perfect. We'll go get the dwarf first, and we'll go get them. I'm with that.
So,
This is all best case scenario planning, but why not? Why not do
yeah,
that?
what's the worst that could happen?
Why not both?
I'm sorry, so what time were you planning on this meeting?
Call it 11 p.m. at
11 p.m.
Three-Legged Mare.
Okay. Yeah. Make a little note here. 11 p.m. Three-legged mare.
Where is the three-legged mare?
Touristville. It is the
The
spars
Hoblin Donkey.
that is prime competition for the Dusty Trail because
Excellent.
it is also moderately not like cowboy themed, but it has definitely got a bit of a western.
It's Native American themed. The rivals.
Oh God, it's terrible. It's a shame racism is one of my favorite things in Shadowrun, so it's totally Native American themed.
In a genuine way or in a we wish way?
I will find out when we get there. There's probably some authenticity to it, but maybe not. Well, the Dusty Trail doesn't exactly have the most authenticity to it, but people totally trust it that way.
Right. Okay.
Um, so you guys want to just scan until you hit the
Yeah,
okay.
I'm good. For
I'm gonna ask Kat this because I'm not too good with old timey lore and stuff.
oh,
How
shit.
much does a fixer usually charge for setting up a meet for a job?
Well, they usually get a cut, so
Cut
it depends upon how.
of the pay.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
it depends upon how much we were planning on paying them, and so they would take a cut. So,
But is that like usually when the meet happens or after the meet or
after the meet,
so like if they accept the job?
yeah, if they accept the job, then they
Okay.
contact the fixer that we're taking the job, and then he gets his cut released. It's like an escrow.
All right. Are you guys actually intending to pay said fixer or no?
I was
Um,
thinking that. Well, how big is this crew actually? That you said we know
It's a
about the
two-man
wreck
crew.
crew. Is it
Uh,
really just a 2-man crew, or
it
is
was
there...
previously like a 4-man crew, with an oddball fifth that would come in every once in a while. They have since, we'll say, broken up because, well,
Because
somebody kept screwing it up, and then these two have kind of stuck together. If the fixer will offer that he's got a couple of other guys he can have show up at the meet if you like.
we're
Well, then
not
let's
that.
just specifically request the 2 of them.
Yeah, we're not that.
You're not that into the con.
No, it's not that we're not in that in the con. It's just we don't want to give him the impression that we have the kind of money to support 5 people
Right.
if we're only looking for 2.
And
Sure.
I think it's way better off if, like, within a couple minutes of them sitting down, we say, "Here's why you're actually here." If that becomes very clear, then there's
Yeah,
not
we had
2
it
other
served.
people with guns who are mad that they're not there for a real meet, that kind of thing.
Right.
I mean, would you guys get mad at that if somebody did that at one of your meets that you
Well,
were
we
about
wouldn't
to?
pull
Depends on what
guns
the comment
necessarily,
said.
but yeah, you'd be
Right.
irritated.
No, but I'm saying like if you guys were brought in and it turns out that they were trying to actually get
Get us drop a summons.
yeah.
You've been served. God damn it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's basically what we're doing. Yeah, you've been served.
Are you John Q. Public? Why, yes. You've been served. Fuck.
Damn it, not again.
I told her it's not my child.
So
I don't think that we're going to want to tell them why they're getting the comlinks. I think we're just going to give them the comlinks and tell them to use them.
Yeah, we don't even know why
This
they're getting
comic
them,
has
right?
everything on it you need to know.
Well, wasn't that part of the deal? We actually don't know. They're going to find out as soon as they initiate the conversation or whatever.
Right.
so the job was to find these people and get them on the phone with your Johnson. The specific details of why the Johnson is looking for these people is dubious and not completely known to you guys. Given as you know it
give
is
it to the comlink and says, here, call this guy. And then
Gi-
he lets us know.
given
Right.
as it is a corporate sponsored job and these people are now affiliated with the Seattle Shadow community, you can assume that it is they cut and run, or the one guy was extracted. Who knows whether or not it was found out that he arranged for that to happen for himself to get a better job, or
Right.
selling company secrets, or maybe he was a plant. There's all kinds of things that maybe not registered because he's new to this, but other people in the shadows have been hired to do that involve kidnapping for various reasons, and the reasons are almost as varied as the people that get kidnapped.
Right.
So
Well-
we'll take care of that then.
All right.
So first we're going to the dwarf, and then we're going to take care of these guys.
Yeah, we're going by about 7 was the plan after
Yes.
sun went down.
Yes.
So you guys will send them the message of, hey, we're coming back in, and it is let's say it's a brisk, chilly night, because it's typically the way things are in Seattle.
That chair.
Get over it. Down. It's a gift.
As I take a quick look. Screw it, forget the temperature. I'm not going to bother with that. So it's kind of different coming back in here after the sun has gone down. You will see that there are humanoid shapes moving about in the areas, almost as if this is a normal section of society. These people are all probably ghouls once you pass a certain part, getting to the getting past like their territory until you come back into that part by the clubhouse. Are you guys rolling straight up, or are you gonna? Um,
Well, we're gonna be honest with them. I mean, so that's my thought.
Yeah,
I
let's
mean,
follow the
Don't
exact
imagine.
same routine.
They gave us the comm code to call as well.
yeah, so we're gonna call and let them know.
Yeah, here we come. We're doing exactly what we did before. No funny business intended.
all right. So as you come up, you'll notice that there are a couple of ghouls that are hanging around outside. Um, it's pretty easy to tell that they all are at least carrying a sidearm when you are literally the face of public fears, as you have been painted to be by all of the wonderful trids and such. It pays to at least, have a gun. Their capabilities of using it is, well, yet to be determined, and hopefully it won't be determined. Um, as you kind of pull up, there is a small gathering, including a troll and a dwarf. The
Is it our dwarf?
Well, he doesn't look anything like he used to.
Does
Surprise,
he look
surprise.
enough?
He looks about the same size.
You have a biometric scanner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This,
Cat's
Which may or may not work.
gonna have to correct me on how accurate that would be once somebody has been infected and transformed via HMHPV.
yeah, I don't really know about all that, but we could talk to the guy and see if he's actually the guy, because language still works.
This is true. You will notice that there is some low lighting in the area, just kind of not enough to be, you know, unable to see people lurking in the shadows that may be waiting to jump you, but this is a dangerous area. These are dangerous people, and they kind of,
And these are dangerous times.
right, they kind of wave at the car as it comes up.
They are out front, the two of these.
There's like the troll, the dwarf, the lieutenant guy you saw before, and then a couple of other ghouls just kind of milling about all in the area. And that is all you guys can see. You may roll dice as you please.
I will roll some dice to see some potential ambushes. Yeah, I know, but chair creak. Did you hear that? It's awesome. Did it again. 4.
I'm gonna do another flyby with the fly spy.
Sure. Jesus.
That's with cockroaches around. I don't want to burn all these good rolls now when I'm getting shot at. I want some of these successes.
Well, there's nothing that says you guys have to engage in a firefight in the middle of an area that is set up for a kill zone.
Definitely hoping it doesn't happen. Yeah. In fact, that's
We're
like a
encouraging it
perception
not to
roll as we are getting out of the car or right before. Does it look like anyone has a gun drawn? I'm very specifically interested in that.
Nobody seems to be drawing down upon you guys at the moment.
Okay.
They are all, like, as you guys get out there, obviously they tense up a little bit because it's like, oh god, are they going to roll out and be armed to the teeth and start shooting? Are you guys armed to the teeth and going to start shooting?
I'm not going to start shooting, but maybe
Sounds like Monday has the only visible weapon. Like, obviously, open carry.
Reaper, Tizik?
Yeah.
Tizit is known as Taser Orc for a reason.
But you're a well-dressed orc in this situation.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
All right, so Reaper's going to get a little bit of grief from people that he may walk by because the ones of them that have, like, imagine the situation of a guy with cyber eyes making a comment and kind of elbowing his buddy next to him, and his buddy just kind of like looking at you, and then looking back to his buddy with his cold, dead cataract eyes, and like, dude. They're kind of just ragging you about your significantly shittier gang, at least in their eyes, or their aura reading capabilities.
I'm not gonna get in their face.
That's probably a good decision. So as you approach, a not necessarily smooth voice, but a significantly nicer voice is going to come from the dwarf, and this is, I hear I hear certain parts of my past maybe come a calling. What do you want?
Who's holding the comic right now? Is it Monday?
Yeah, I believe so. Monday says, well, we hope not, but we're here to give you this comm link, and I'll extend it out to him. And we were hoping that you would call the number on there.
Totally missed a chance for the coming a call-in joke.
Sorry.
There's 4 more people. There's 4 more people on our list.
There's still time.
You can do it. I have faith in you guys.
So he's going to kind of look at you, look at the comlink, look at his buddy. The lieutenant guy's going to kind of shrug. He's like, I don't know. They bought Francine some eyes, though. He's going to shrug. You will notice that he does still have cyber eyes. He probably had them from before his horrible, unfortunate situation.
Mm-hmm.
So he can actually see us as we
He
talk.
can actually see you. And there are a couple of other people in the area that can probably also actually see you. He's going to...
Except for Francine, because she's in for surgery.
Yeah, she is not here right now. But, she is very appreciative of your donation to their cause.
She does awful nice.
The big troll is going to come forward with his large, meaty claw and lift the comically small thing to him from your hand and bring it back over to Charles. He's going to look at it, and he's going to look at you, and he's going to open it, check the number, he's like, hold up his finger as though he's a fancy businessman, stand up a little tall, and he is going to make a call. What would you guys like to do for the moment?
I want to try to just listen to the call. I know that's going to be like a super hard roll, but
Sure.
Does it select sound filter make that more possible?
It would give you kind of the possibility to, given as you would have to be like filtering out the people that are moseying around, just kind of
right
eyeballing you and such.
It's a rating 4 comlink?
I believe that's what it was. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I can't find it in the books.
It's in
FTL data trails. That might be why you're not finding it in data trails.
So if I'm rolling perception just to try to listen to what the comlink is putting into his ear, basically this like sound filter just makes it possible, and then I'm rolling.
So to hear what it's putting into his ear is going to be super high, but to hear what he's saying is going to be significantly lower.
All right. Can I try to roll for both of those at once?
You can make 2 different rolls, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, got it.
And you guys can do any other rolls you want for the moment.
I don't know, I'm still just kind of excited. There's 3 of us on the same state and one table. I really thought I was the only one on the hub. No, I'm not going to be able to listen in. I don't have that good ears. But then, who does, really?
Sushi, probably.
Should have.
Does anybody else want to do anything while they're having a conversation?
Nope.
No, I'm just keeping an eye on the crowd, though, basically. And while I'm standing there, I'm going to be noting locations of cover for others.
There is a Americar in the middle of the street that would be pretty
Not
good
worried
cover.
about that one.
The one we already know about?
Yeah. No, there's definitely some places that you could use for cover.
Because I want us to spread out from grenade pattern.
Man, what if I blew up your car and then paid you $35,000?
It's all right.
So, for what the comic speaker says, you're what you call it? It's kind of really hard to see what he says. The dwarf is
beyond extreme. I didn't expect to get much.
Yeah. The dwarf is doing a lot of talking. You are able to pick up what he's saying. It is a lot of corporate speak and a lot of negotiation.
So he's actually entertaining what's going on the other end of the phone.
He is either entertaining or expertly deflecting. Do you have... Let me take a quick look at your sheet as to what you might have that is super relevant.
Not
And
much knowledge. I don't think that's too super relevant to that.
nah, you have like a corporate security, but this is more of like a corporate politics or something
Right.
along those lines. Um, Reaper could totally try and hack the comm and get marks on it if he wanted. Just
I
saying.
sent to the NI, do you want me to snoop? It might alert the owner.
No.
I wouldn't. I was thinking not to.
Just
Stay
throwed it
professional.
out there.
Well,
Yeah.
could you do it electronic warfare style and just intercept the communication rather than hacking the device?
Can I?
I think to
I think I
snoop,
need to snoop it.
I think you need an actual mark
Need marks.
Yeah, I
on
need
it.
to mark it and snoop. I don't think I can do. I mean, I have a radio scanner, but
Nah, it's not
I don't
quite
think
the.
so. It's probably digital communication and stuff. So I think I need to snoop, which might alert the owner.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
Right.
kind of good at it, but I don't know. It's still a risk.
given
But
that
it's
you know that
worth
the
it,
owner
yeah.
is the Johnson. That might be something that is.
Yeah, that's why
That's
I don't want to risk it.
quite
If
risky.
it were anybody else, I'd do it. But
Yep, I just want to.
the guy who
I
pays our
feel
stuff,
like Monday and Register had gotten a lot of vocalization in. I was just trying to pull other people in. So
Yeah,
he definitely sounds like he is entertaining it. You do notice that he is very severely dancing around the issue of his medical condition. After
Right.
about a minute or so, you guys will get a text message on whatever comlink your fixer or that you have given to the Johnson as a connection thing. It's like, all right, something up. What's the deal?
should tell him he's a
I'll
ghoul.
just answer back. Yeah, he's a ghoul now.
And he's like, oh, okay, that makes sense as to where you guys are located. Okay, and then the you guys can actually just roll me either a perception or judge intentions or something along those lines.
I'll do perception.
I will
Visual or-
be doing judge intention.
You can do it in any flavor you wish. You can just
Whose
once
intentions
again
are we judging?
you can start with Charles.
So Chuck, how's it going?
So you will notice that his body language will begin to change somewhat drastically. His tone of voice will even actually crack just a moment before he goes back into his salesman pitch. And let me roll his composure to see how much he might actually. And then he'll quickly come back into his salesman method. The conversation will definitely have changed to a more personal type tone, with a lot more of an apology type situation going on. After another 2 or 3 minutes, he will put the phone down, like hang up, put it in his pocket, and then we'll walk back over to the group. It's like, well, it seems like they don't necessarily want me back, given my, and he'll measure to himself, condition, which
That's
I'm
unfortunate.
pretty sure I had him almost convinced into giving me my old job back. And he'll look you guys up and down. It would be a unfortunate set of circumstances. He did inform me that he will mark my sin as deceased, but I managed to convince him into some potential off the books, shall we say, arrangements. It is.
That's good then.
So while he's saying this, can I use the burner phone to text Johnson, finished here or additional instructions? Question mark.
Sure, you can totally text him that. He'll begin to go into some corporate speak of it was mutually a beneficial thing, given our unique dietary requirements and certain other aspects that you may come across in this line of work. You'll get a text back of, nah, he's fine. I will have the people inform his next of kin that he died tragically trying to serve the community.
You're
well.
served.
Job done.
Mission accomplished. So, wish him the best.
So we actually hooked him up a little bit then. He might get some off the books work, and we're leaving with no shots fired. That's pretty great.
My favorite way.
Yeah, it is thus far no shots fired. You have not made it back into the car and out into the world yet, but
This is true.
So let's go then.
Yep.
and with that you guys will be able to get back in the car. You can feel the cold empty eyes of a lot of the people here kind of
Hungry.
staring you down hungrily. You will see that
Are we holding that comm link, or did he hold on to it?
he has held on to that one.
So he can stay in touch with Johnson. Got it.
Yeah. He's gonna look up at his comrades, give them a forced smile, as one can with jagged flesh-eating teeth. And it's like, well, I got some good news, guys. As you walk into the Americar and drive on out of here.
What was the name of the ghoul who got the eyes from this deal?
Francine.
Francine.
Okay.
I'm glad I was on downers for this.
Glad you were too.
I can't imagine that going horribly wrong. Which now reminds me that quality is supposed to be that it goes horribly wrong all the time.
Really?
I'm pretty sure it's what's the name of it?
So jacked up.
Having the wrong mood at the wrong time can cause embarrassing social situations.
Yeah.
If the character is in the wrong mood at the wrong time, they incur a -2 to all social tests, which constitutes a wrong mood at the wrong time is largely up to the game masters, though characters can expect this to be most of the time.
So that's why I didn't roll.
That's great.
It gave Juju. Get wrecked. I didn't roll shit.
No, that's fine. You don't have to roll for it. It's just a what are you on? Generic downers calls -1 reaction and +1 logic, while uppers are +1 reaction, -1 logic.
So I'm always on downers, basically, unless I really need some reaction.
Yep. Takes about 30 minutes to switch. Speaking of 30 minutes, it's been about an hour and something now, so we're going to take another quick break as my drink is empty and my bladder is full.
Excellent.
All
It's
right.
amazing how those work together.
Right? So I will see you guys in 5 to 10 Twitch chat. We will be right back. We will stay streaming so that you can enjoy the dulcet tones of our emptiness. And I really should have hit the stop recording button before I started talking about that. So today I learned.